But a little hardware handed out at the dunk contest, and our next guest actually won it. Glenn Robinson III, 2017 Slam Dunk Contest champ. What's up there, Glenn? Tiki and Tierney, how are you today?
What's going on? How y'all doing?
Good. So how'd you celebrate, man? How did you celebrate? And what'd you do after the event Saturday night to let loose after you won the trophy?
Yeah. Right after, I was actually supposed to catch a flight the next morning, but they had to cancel it. I've been doing a lot of media ever since, and now I'm finally getting some time to just relax and just soak the moment in.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I'm looking at your Twitter right now, and I'm going back to Christmas. You bought your mom a new Mercedes. I mean, this has got to be an exciting time. Obviously, the slam dunk competition is a little bit different from when me and BT were growing up, probably even when you were growing up. But it's still something that's, it puts your name on the map in a different way. That's got to be awesome to share with your family.
Yeah, it is. Growing up, I watched it. I always wanted to. I always dreamed about being in it, and to win it is crazy to me. I got a lot of people, a lot of fans and friends and family that's happy for me. And like you said, it kind of just puts you in that moment, puts you on that spotlight.
We watch these things and we think about, man, what are they going to do next, right? Where's the innovation? How hard is it to come up with something unique that hasn't been done before? I mean, you kind of end up doing the same things anyways, but how hard is that?
Yeah, it's tough. You gotta, everything mostly has been done. You just got to think of something creative and try to get the fans involved. That's really what I tried to do. No one had ever seen that stack dunk that I did in the NBA dunk contest, and really even any of them, the windmill over PG. I just tried to think of something a little bit more creative, little things that fans could get into as well.
I'm looking at this now. Mike tweeted this on our Twitter account, and I saw it. I did see this live. But when you jump over the two guys, you grab the ball. I mean, your head. I mean, that's a tough one because your head is right near the rim, and you've got to maintain that elevation enough to throw it back down on the other end, but not hit your head. How many practices does that take? And did you ever rub your noggin on the rim?
I think my adrenaline was going, man. I think that I've been up there, but I've watched that replay a couple times and it looked like I did almost hit my head. I don't think I've gotten that high. It was crazy, but I only practiced that dunk about 3 or 4 times, and because the first time I did it, I got it on the first try. I was like, all right, we're going with that in the contest.
Yeah, it must be nice. Just kind of jump and create something.
Yeah, right? You actually practice,
just like me.
Like, you actually have to practice these things because I feel like sometimes you can just come, how about I do this?
Not if you got to choreograph it with other people.
Well, I mean, when Gordon pulls out the drone, that's one thing.
Yeah,
but
right.
Do you actually have to practice these things like you would a free throw or a jump shot or something like that?
Yeah, but it's tough. We had a couple weeks, but we still had games, and we had some back-to-backs, and I didn't want to wear my legs out and just trying to find the time to practice. So a lot of it was mental, like I said, just trying to think of something new. Trying to think of something that the people at home watching could really get a kick out of.
That's fun. There's no doubt. We're talking to the 2017 Slam Dunk champion. He won it Saturday night in New Orleans. Glenn Robinson III. And the pressure to come up with something new, Glenn, as Tiki alluded to before, I would think, if I was in your shoes, the only thing that would be even more pressurized than that is to not come up empty in front of Dominique Wilkins and C. Webb and all these other luminaries. Are you more concerned with doing something fresh or not embarrassing yourself?
Nah, I wanted to, I wanted to win so bad. I was just doing things to impress the fans. I think if I got the crowd into it, I tried to get them hype. It's a lot about, how you present the dunk too. I ran up twice and backed away and told them to stack up, get up higher. And some fans were like, what are you doing? Like they thought I was kind of messing up or whatever. But so when they seen them stack up, they got excited. And I think the judges appreciate that too.
Do you talk to your father about this?
Yeah, we talked. He was very impressed. He said he was happy for me. He's always the type of guy, he wants to see the best for me. He wants me to do way better than he ever did at anything.
Yeah, no, I don't remember him being, because he's kind of our age. I think he's exactly your age.
He was such a great, at Purdue, he was unstoppable.
Yeah, but I didn't see him as a slam dunk guy.
No, that wasn't his thing.
So this is unique to you. You have this over him now, even though he won a championship in, what was that, 05 or something like that?
05, yep. Yeah, I got this on him. I'm gonna have to take the trophy to his house.
So what was the first dunk contest that you truly remember watching? I've told my audience here that back in the mid-'80s. I had a hoop in my backyard which I could lower, and I go out there try to be, Dominique Wilkins and Jordan in the mid-'80s. What was the first dunk contest you actually either were at with your dad or remember watching on TV?
I'll say the one that stands out the most to me, is the Vince one, and that's one I went back and I watched it a couple times, and I tried to see like what was his plan, what was his plot to it, and his first dunk was so crazy. His first dunk, he went out there and just tried to intimidate everybody. That's what I wanted to do with that first dunk. Who knows if it worked, but I mean, Aaron Gordon, Derrick Jones, they missed a couple dunks, and it gave me a little bit of room.
Yeah.
The contest is also about strategy. A lot of people forget that.
Now, what else? Will you come back and try to defend this next year? Because some guys do, some guys don't.
Yeah, it's in L.A. It's gonna be a crazy All-Star.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying it right now, and I'll try to continue to think of something new.
Well, listen. Obviously, the trade deadline's coming up in a few days here, and we saw one of the top players in the league just get dealt in DeMarcus Cousins. There's been some rumblings that maybe one of your teammates, Paul George, who's also a terrific player, that he could be shipped out. I know you have your own job and your own things to worry about, but give us the state of your team right now. What can you accomplish this year? Do you think that you remain intact, or do you expect maybe a trade? What are you thinking about the Pacers?
Of course, Paul's like a big brother to me, so and he's really a mentor and somebody who I've really looked up to. So hopefully he doesn't. But I think that man, we got a really good team with what we have now. I think that we hit a point where we started to figure out things, and then it's been like a roller coaster. But I think that if we can figure out these last 25 games going into the playoffs, we could turn this thing around and represent for Indiana.
Yeah, I was disappointed the way you guys started. You asked Teague. I actually put you guys up there, top 3, top 4 in the East. I liked the Teague pickup. I thought you guys would play better. It took a while to gel, and it's coming around now. And I'm sure that players look at this differently, Glenn, but do you view it the same way many of us do in the media and, on air and everything, that it's the Cavaliers and everybody else in the East?
Right now, yeah, they're the top 10 team to beat. I think that, that's the way it's looking right now, but, man, I think that, like you said, with the team that we have, the pieces that we do have, if we can come together and figure this thing out, these last 25, 30 games, we can have a really good finish to the season.
Yeah, no, you have to. And it's funny. It's funny because I remember thinking about the power teams when I was playing football. It's like, man, how do we beat that team? But you can't ever think that way as an athlete. You know what I mean? You can't ever say, I know they're better than us, even though you kind of know they're better than us. How do you combat that when it feels like there are super teams being developed in the NBA?
Yeah, everybody has their weaknesses, so I think that you just got to try to find those, point those out and just pick at them. So, really with these super teams, a lot of the times they're offensive minded. A lot of these teams don't want to play defense. So how do you find a way to speed the game up maybe and play to your advantage? So a lot of these teams, man, getting good. The pickup with the Cavs for Corver was a smart move by them. So it's just how do we attack them now?
All right, we're talking to Glenn Robinson here, the Pacers, Indiana, and everybody else getting ready to start the second half in a couple of days. And, of course, Glenn took home the trophy, won the dunk contest over the weekend, which was cool.
Now, Glenn, I got to ask you this. This is really my last question. BT may have another one for you. But as I watch these jump over dunks, because it's actually on right now on NBA TV, so I'm watching you dunk right now. You actually get to push off when guys are holding the ball above their head. You can push off. It makes you look like you're skying higher. I got your trick figured out. I think I could dunk if I could do that.
I want to see that one.
Hey, how old were you when you first threw it down? My aspiration was to get the bottom of the net and then eventually do, which I finally came around to getting, and then doing a little clap. It's like basically the white guy dunk. I know you know what I mean. The clap, you know what I'm saying. How old were you when you first threw it down?
Man, I couldn't dunk till I was 16. I couldn't dunk till my sophomore year in high school. It was the most frustrating thing ever. I used to go out in the driveway. I had the jump shoes. I had ankle weights. I had DVDs.
Well, how tall were you? How tall were you, Glenn?
I was probably about 6'2",
what?
6'3".
Oh, jeez.
Come on,
Glenn, come on, man.
And your dad was in the league too.
Yeah, it was crazy, So I during my media right after I won, I said 7 years later, 8 years, not even a decade later now, I win an NBA slam dunk competition. It's crazy. It's unreal.
Now, I heard you, and we're going to let you bounce here.
That's
I heard
cool.
you slip in. That's really cool. And it also, a lot of kids are off. So if young kids are in the car with their parents today, you never know. Keep going. So just keep, you never know when that growth spurt comes, and when you be able to throw it down or finally hit 90 miles per hour, whatever sport you play. But I heard you slip in those workout shoes. Now, you're not talking about the strength shoes that forced you to walk on the balls of your feet, are you?
Yeah,
I had those too.
That's the ones I'm talking about. But see, I
had
wore them. I watched the DVDs, but I don't know if I still couldn't dunk afterwards. So I don't know if it worked.
You got bamboozled and hoodwinked, just like everybody else.
Yeah, my dad wasted money on them as well. Glenn, congrats, man. It was a fun contest. It was a cool weekend, and you were right in the middle of it. Thank you very much, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks a lot.
Good luck, Glenn.
You got it, pal. Glenn Robinson III.